Good morning. Happy Friday. It's the last Friday. Okay, it's the last Friday I can do this. I am coming to you with not that much energy because I am tired. Also, there is a new supermarket downstairs and today was its grand opening. So you know what that means. That means 6:45. We need to get out our little steel drums and just bang, 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 bang for a few hours. Today was supposed to be the day that I got to sleep in a little bit because usually I have 4 hours of class in the morning on Friday, but all of those classes finished last week. However, I do still have class because they've added freshman classes. I know it's confusing. It's unnecessary. I usually see my students one time per week, like 2 hours each week. I have now seen these freshman students 8 hours this week. Also, it's the end of the semester. I really don't understand why we have so many added classes at the end of the semester because I'm tired, the students are tired, they're getting ready for their other final exams. So yeah, I'm not really sure why that happened this semester, but long story short, instead of going to class at like 8, I have a little bit of time. I'll probably leave. Okay, I need to leave very soon actually. Probably in the next 5 or 10 minutes. I do want to just check over my PowerPoint to make sure the page numbers match because this class wasn't on my schedule. I didn't know I was teaching it until the beginning of this week, but I did have one extra lesson that was ready to go because I have taught this textbook before. I just need to go back and check the page numbers because, fun fact, they change the editions of this every couple of years and they just change around the page numbers. They don't really change the content, they just change the page numbers. So I'm gonna do that really quickly. I'm gonna get dressed and get ready to go. We have one class then in the morning, then we have our 3-hour work break during which I'm going to be typing on my computer to start getting everything ready and entered into the system because next Tuesday I'm going to be submitting all of the paperwork, all the final exam grades. So I definitely need to do that. I also need to do a end of semester teacher reflection as well. I just fill out this form that talks about, my accomplishments this year or any reflections on the school year. This is something that my school started doing about a year ago. We are getting to the end and I'm starting to feel it. I feel like yesterday was the first time I really felt like, oh, things are really wrapping up. Today will be the end of final exams. I don't have class on Monday and then I have class on Tuesday, my very last class. I have 2 classes and we're just gonna go through the things in the textbook we didn't finish yet. I'm gonna just double check these page numbers, make sure this is ready to go, and then head out to class. They were so sweet. So that was my freshman class, and for a lot of them that was their last class. I do have the same class of students in the afternoon, but they have their exams and it was really sweet. They stayed like 20 minutes after class just talking with me and chatting with me. They're asking me like, how did I come to China? Why did I decide to come to China? And I complimented one of the students' bags. I was like, oh, I like your tote bag. Like it's our school bag. And she reached into her tote bag and pulled out another one. It was like, here, do you want it? Apparently the school was like giving them out, so she gave me a tote bag, which is great. And also that little Christmas tree, one of my students handmade it. I feel like handmade things are getting so popular recently, but we're about to head to class. We have our 3-hour work block where I'm going to get as much done as I can for final exams. That's the thing about exams. Every time you go to class, you get more exams and then you have more things to grade. So let's go do that, work on that. And then I think also tonight, we're going to reset for the new year and we're going to prep for the new year. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I think I also want to brainstorm some ways that I can prep and prepare for the new year because, to be honest, I'm not really feeling that surge of motivation yet, and I want to build that up before the new year comes. So let's head to the coffee shop. Let's get some work done. done. All the exams are finished and this building is empty. There is nobody around on these Friday afternoon classes. So I'm just gonna close down the classroom and then we are good to go. The moment has finally come. You're here for this moment, huh? Gonna hang out with me? We have our very last tea from the advent calendar. This truly has been so fun. I've not done this before, to have like a physical advent. And this advent went well past Christmas. All right, this is day number 12. I'm surprised. I was not expecting black. This is called a white Christmas white tea. It's a rare white tea hand blended with fruits and spices. This one is definitely fancier than the other ones. You can see the actual intact pieces. A lot of the other ones have been like mashed up and cut up. So let's give her a try. While we try some of this tea, I wanted to talk a little bit about preparing for the new year. And I know there are a billion different ways to do this. I generally like to do all of them because I love the new year. You can reflect on the past year. You can see how you did on your past year goals. You can make plans for the future, make goals for the future. You can, you could clean your house. You could reorganize your wardrobe. You can do all of those things. Absolutely. But one thing I really like to do is get quite strategic when it comes to my goals, to make sure I'm setting not only realistic goals, but goals that I know I can accomplish because I've put things in motion to accomplish those goals. You can do all you want in like setting SMART goals and making plans for your goals and making them detailed. But if you don't really have a plan for how to accomplish them or the means that you need to accomplish them, then they're not going to happen. So yes, to prepare for the new year, I could go around my whole house and make sure everything's clean and like organize my wardrobe and set all of these lofty goals. But instead, I want to get really strategic with how to achieve my goals by identifying the pain points. So I'm going to go through my list of goals. I'm not going to really do these for goals that I have clear parameters around. For example, last year I wanted to make 52 long form videos. So I already had an idea of, this is my end goal, 52 videos. I can post one video a week. I'm talking a little bit more about those habits that are super vague, and especially the ones that you didn't fulfill last year. One example of one I didn't fulfill last year was play more piano. And that's what I mean by like really vague. Play more piano, exercise more, laugh more. And I know I can approach these goals by going through them and saying, okay, if instead of just play piano more, I'm going to play piano once a week. That's already much better. Still, that's not the most specific that it could be. Instead, it would be even better if I said something like play piano every Friday night. If I want to make it even better, I could habit stack it and say that I'm going to play piano every week before I call my parents, because I call my parents every Friday night at 9 p.m. So I could put on the calendar or put in my mind that every Friday at 8:30 I'm going to play piano. That makes it so much easier for me to accomplish the goal. And there's one more step that I want to do right now, and that is making sure I have the means to accomplish that goal. When I failed at the goal, I really need to take a step back and look at why. I'm searching for the pain point here, and I realized that when I would think, oh, I should play piano, and I would sit down, I felt like I don't know what to play. I don't have anything to play. So before January 1st rolls around, I want to make sure that I have a clear goal, I have a set time for it, and I want to make sure that I have something to play. Now maybe that means going out and buying a new piece of sheet music. That way, when I sit down on January 1st, ready and pumped to start my new goal, I have my new sheet music ready to go. This could mean buying things, but maybe it doesn't. For example, I say I have nothing to play, but in actuality, I have plenty of sheet music. It's that I don't know which song I want to learn next. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to go through my sheet music and I'm going to choose the next song that I'm going to learn. Now, what this isn't saying I want to exercise more, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna buy $100 pair of sneakers because that will motivate me to exercise more, because we know how that works. What you're left with is $100 pair of sneakers staring at you in the closet by March, making you feel bad because you spent all this money on something and haven't actually followed through on it. It's more about finding those pain points and figuring out how to solve the problem so that keeping up with the habit and reaching the goal is effortless. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to look through my goals for 2024 and really identify the goals that I failed at and see if these are goals that I want to bring into the new year. How can I find that pain point and go around it? I just finished going through all my goals. Aw. And I'm glad that most of these don't have to do with buying anything. One thing I want to do more of is I want to journal more in real time. My journaling this year was really sporadic. I would like journal every day for a week and then I wouldn't journal for a month. And then I was trying to catch up because I still don't want to forget the things that I did during that month. I realized the pain point is that I just didn't have a set time that was for journaling. In 2023, every Friday afternoon, I had like a 2-hour break between my classes and I would bring my journal with me. And every Friday afternoon, I would journal. And I actually really loved that because it gave me a few moments to kind of reflect on the week. And it was a consistent habit. So I was journaling every single Friday, and I think I need to do something similar to that. During the winter holiday, I can easily do that. I could set a time, set a reminder on my phone for every Friday, I'm just going to journal. And then when I get my new schedule for the coming semester, because that worked really well in the past, so I see no reason why it wouldn't work again in the future. Another thing I want to do is I want to read 52 books. I always set that as my goal, but I want to read more of the top books of 2025, like the ones that are really popular that everyone is talking about, because this year I didn't really do that. I was reading a lot of different stuff, a lot of older stuff, and I kind of missed out on the fun of seeing everybody talk about a book that you also just read. So I've decided that in my monthly resets, each month I'm going to look over the best sellers of that month, like which were the ones that were really big online, which were the ones that were selling well, everyone was talking about, and I will go into my library app and I will put a hold on them to reserve them. Another fun thing is I want to learn how to make cocktails. I think it would be really, really fun. So I've decided I'm going to find a list and I'm just going to like search the 10 easiest cocktails for beginners, and I'm just going to have my list and I'll just go through the list. You know what would be fun though? What if I got a list of 12 cocktails? And I could even organize them according to like the season. And I could make that a challenge for myself that every month I have to make a new cocktail. This year, I also want to get my Chinese driver's license. So what do I need to do for that? I need to download the app, make sure everything's logged in and signed up for so I can just really easily open it up. I had planned on putting the app on my iPad. Maybe I should also put it on my phone though. That could be useful if you're just like waiting for the elevator or waiting for a friend to show up. Just having it on your phone so you can study might be a good plan. This one I already mentioned, I want to play piano more. So I need to go and I need to choose my song that I'm going to learn next. That way, I will do it. I usually host a big Christmas party every year with the same group of friends, but because a lot of my friends were going home for the holidays, we decided to switch it to a Valentine's Day party. So in February, we're going to have a Valentine's Day party. I think I'm going to make a Pinterest board and I'm going to start pinning some pins. That way, it's already started. I don't feel like I'm starting from scratch to plan the Valentine's Day party, but also because I've started pinning it, the algorithm will pick up on it and hopefully it will feed me more ideas so I don't forget it. I want to make sure it happens because February is always a little bit crazy because everyone's schedules are different and I just want to make sure it happens. I want to keep in touch with people better. I am notoriously the worst texter in the world. I am so bad at keeping in touch with people, and unfortunately the people I love are scattered all over the world. Something I tried at the very beginning of this year and I kind of fell off was having reminders on my phone to text people. So I would have like a reminder on my phone 1 week on Friday to text my brother and just see like, hey, what's going on? How's it hanging? I had a reminder for the next week on like Tuesday to just text so-and-so and see how they're going, because life gets busy and you just kind of get caught up in your day and your routine, and suddenly you realize, oh, I haven't talked to that person in like a month. Moving into a different area is, I want to visit 2 new provinces this year that I've never been to before. In the past, I have set goals like this, like I want to go to 2 new states, I want to visit 2 new provinces, and then the time would come and I would have like a gap in my schedule and I'd be like, well, I don't know where to go, I don't know what I should do. And we are making executive decisions this year. So I have decided I am going to go to Macau and Xi'an. That's where I'm gonna go this year. I've already decided. I want to go to Macau at Christmas time and I want to go to Xi'an probably in the spring. So what I'm going to do, see, I'm already saying probably. I don't want to say probably. I think there's a chance, as long as my schedule works out, I think there's a chance that I will have a few days off in March. So I'm going to get out my calendar and just put this in March. And I'm just going to start plugging things into my calendar to make sure they happen. So that is how I am like logistically preparing for the new year. I need to go actually do all of these things, which I will do. But my camera battery is flashing at me right now. So I think I'll leave off the vlog here. Can you believe it? That was my last Friday. Most of the classes I will not see again until possibly next semester. Honestly, this week the students opened up so much and it was genuinely so fun to see them, to talk with them. So many of them would stay after class and talk with me, that if I don't get to teach them again next semester, I'm going to be so sad because we made such progress. And if I could teach them again, I think next semester would just be so much fun. I also have this inkling that I'm going to teach a class I've never taught before next semester, whether that be a totally different course or a different textbook. I think it's going to be brand new, which is a lot of work, but as someone who loves lesson planning, my PhD is in curriculum design. It sounds kind of exciting to plan totally new lessons completely from scratch. But thanks for coming along with me today. I hope you have a great rest of the day and I will see you for the next episode. Bye.